Hello. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me today for the 10 reasons why the UK is the best country in the world. You know, it still throws me off that the UK is a country. Because I always think of like, you know, Britain, Wales, Ireland, Scotland. Those are the countries. But they're countries within a country. I know that's very stupid, but I'm just being honest. That's still like, every time I hear like the UK, the best country, but it's made up of countries. Anywho, 10 reasons why the UK is the best country. The Geography Bible. Go check them out, link down below. I am ready to hear it out. Hold on, I thought America was the best country. I'm American, by the way, if you didn't know. Okay.
You didn't know, the United...
Hey, I just said didn't know.
Just in case you didn't know, the United Kingdom is a sovereign country. It is a nation within its own government and has a seat at the United Nations.
It is a nation within its own government. I'm trying to just like interpret that.
Full name is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Great Britain is the larger island that contains Scotland, England, and Wales.
Oh my God, I meant to say England, not Britain. Why does this geography have to be this confusing? It's really not that confusing. I full well knew that. Just for the record. England.
And then the United Kingdom contains Northern Ireland too. Hey guys, Sam here from the Geography Bible. I hope you are having a fantastic week wherever in the world you may be. In this video, we will give you 10 reasons why we think the UK as a whole is the greatest nation or nations in the world. Now, of course, just like any other country in the world, the nations that make up the UK are not perfect.
I'm still just embarrassed that I said Britain instead of England earlier. Dang it.
And they have plenty of issues of their own. And Britain has a very turbulent
Every country has issues.
Throughout this video, we will...
Trust me, I'm American, I know.
Try to stay out of politics and keep it quite light-hearted. So let's kick off this video with number 10, the accent and language. Although most of the world thinks that the British people all sound like the Queen or news reporters, this couldn't be any
Now I know there's like 30 different British accents.
further from the truth. Yes, there are many people who speak the Queen's English, also known as received pronunciation. However, with so much history and different regions across the UK, you will find many different accents and dialects.
Whoa, are there just police on horses in England?
From Scouse in Liverpool to Geordie in Newcastle to Glaswegian in Glasgow, every accent sounds completely different from one another. You can literally drive 30 to 60 minutes away from where you live and you will find someone with a completely different accent.
That is remarkable.
The UK
also, are those guys smoking?
You live and you will find someone with a...
I always talk about the most like random stuff in the videos. Anyway.
Completely different accent to your own.
It is remarkable that you just drive, like there's so many accents and it's not that big of an area. I mean, it's a big area. Right? It's a very large area, but it's not that big. And yet there's so many different accents. Like the United States is not like that. There's only like 4 accents in the US. And you have to travel a long way to find them for the most part.
The UK is also extremely multicultural, so you will find many different international accents across the country too. Number 9, it's breathtaking scenery. The UK is home to some of the most beautiful scenery in Europe, if not the world, especially in Scotland.
You know, I'm glad he's saying this because I think the UK doesn't get enough love as far as talking about the scenery. And I don't see it that much in videos and stuff.
The first thing people think of when they think of the UK is probably London, a huge urban concrete jungle. However, if you adventure outside of the capital, you'll find some absolutely stunning countryside. The UK also has incredible beaches too, from the tropical setting in St Ives in the Scilly Islands to the pristine white sand you will find in the northwest of Scotland. The Isles off the Scottish Highlands.
Damn, that is amazing.
The Isle of Skye offers some of the most breathtaking views you will ever see. Number 8, it has different countries. The UK comprises of 4 different nations, each with their own culture, history and dialects. And although they claim to hate each other, I think this is generally a myth which is exaggerated on social media.
They all just hate America.
I've met so many incredible and friendly people from Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland who are very...
Oh my God, people go... Oh boy, this is scary. I didn't know people like went right up to the edge.
Similar to me, but with just a different accent. Each country is rather similar. They usually have 1 or 2 large main cities.
Is that the Harry Potter train?
Smaller, charming towns and villages with beautiful countryside in between. Number 7, it has London, often regarded as being one of the greatest cities in the world. Love it or hate it, you have to admit London is one of the most important and influential cities of all time. People from all corners of the planet come to the UK to visit, to live, or to study in London.
I would love to visit London. I guess I'm just going to have to do it one of these days.
Yes, it is busy and it's expensive, but it offers some of the most desirable jobs in the world, and there is...
Damn, what's this park called? What an immaculate looking park. It looks like a golf course.
So much to do. You'll also find some of the world's...
I was also wondering what that field is over here. What is this? Is that for some kind of sport? Is that like where they go on horses and I don't know. What am I talking? Polo. No? Okay.
In the world, and there is so much to do. You'll also find some of the world's most followed sports stadiums in London too. Number 6, safety, climate, and the wildlife.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Number 6 can't be 3 different things, can it?
The figures from
safety, climate, and wildlife.
The organization.
Wildlife is another thing. I don't know any of the wildlife in the UK. I literally try to find this, like videos on this subject, and there aren't very many.
For economic cooperation and development, which ranks each member on many criteria, including safety, placed the UK 11th out of 38 nations for safety. Just behind Canada, but ahead of Ireland, and way ahead of the US, who are in...
I was going to say, it's probably so much further ahead of us. Safety is such an important thing, too. It makes me kind of sad. Like, that's really embarrassing for the United States that we're, for as wealthy of a country, to not be safe or not as safe as other first world countries is stupid. Like, that's one of the most important things you could possibly have is safety.
In 22nd place. They have the data to back this up too. In 2016, the UK recorded a lower homicide rate than Japan. Perhaps it's no wonder that 77% of Brits feel safe walking home at night alone.
Lower than even Japan. I know it's like ridiculously rare in Japan, homicide. So that's amazing. I did not know that about Britain.
Although we love to moan about the weather in the UK, we are very lucky that we don't experience extreme weather or natural disasters, such as
that's a good point. I was going to say, you're really putting climate. I mean, I'm not saying it's like horrible climate or something, but I hear it's rainy a lot. So of all things to be like, oh, we're the best country in the world because of climate. I was surprised, but natural disasters plague America.
Tsunamis, volcanoes, or bushfires. There are very occasional mini tornadoes and very small earthquakes, but they are barely powerful enough to knock over a garden gnome. The UK is also home to next to no deadly animals such as bears, snakes, or spiders. So if you are on an adventure in the countryside...
It's a very safe place. Mother Nature ain't gonna kill you, animals ain't gonna kill you, people ain't gonna kill you. It's a very safe place.
Right, this is another thing you don't have to worry about. Number 5, the NHS, or the National Health Service. The NHS leads the world in terms of equity of access and ensuring people don't suffer financial hardship when they are ill. It also performs well in managing long-term conditions like diabetes.
Talk about being jealous. This is what I'm jealous of. I would think this was number 1.
And kidney disease, and is relatively efficient compared to other health systems around the world. The NHS usually ranks in the top 10 or 15.
Oh, where's America? What is this? U.S. healthcare ranks last among wealthy countries. Oh, cool.
in the world for the best healthcare systems. Not too shabby. Number 4, the higher education system. The World Universities listing estimates there are over 26.
I mean, look at that freaking place. People actually go. People get to go to university like this. This is crazy. I would literally feel like I was in a book, like in a fantasy book, if I went here.
1,000 universities worldwide. Now, out of all of
Stunning.
those, you could probably count on one hand the number that are global household names, and 2 of them happen to be in Britain. Yep, Oxford and Cambridge. They are still the creme of the crop as far as higher education is concerned. And you've also got Durham too. And the reason for their renown isn't just historical. Across the whole of Britain, the higher education system consistently delivers some of the best results on the planet. Students
A lot of intellectuals come out of the UK.
travel from all corners of the planet
Like really
to study
famous
in
ones.
the UK. In doing so, they will also get to experience UK nightlife and the quality of life and safety that comes with it. Number 3, castles and ruins. The UK is old as hell, therefore it has many
I'm thinking of like Stephen Hawking's and Richard Dawkins and stuff.
ancient ruins, castles, and structures to be discovered far and wide. In England alone, there are said to be around 4,000 castles. So if you're
4,000. 4,000. How many freaking like princes and kings were there? I guess like what? How are there that many castles?
in England alone, there are said to be around 4,000
And that's just England.
castles. So if you're from a relatively new country like Australia, New Zealand, or Canada, or even America, then you may have never seen a castle or ancient building before.
Never
so coming
have.
to the UK provides an authentic historical viewing. Number 2, discovering countries and the Commonwealth. Britain created countries such as Australia, Singapore, and the USA, in
This is probably the most controversial thing he's said. Discovering countries. About half the aboriginals of these countries would beg to differ.
Commonwealth. Britain created countries such as Australia, Singapore, and the USA, in which, in the short
But as far as creating them, like in a more modern sense, that's true. That's true. Like
space
the government.
of around 300 years have
I
become
mean, it's kind of weird to say they created the USA.
world leaders in so many aspects. No other country can claim to have created anything close to what Britain has achieved.
That's for sure.
In doing so, its legacy has continued to evolve. Much of what was once the British Empire continues to be part of the Commonwealth, an alliance of 54 nations across the world with a combined population of over 2 billion, long after the empire has ceased to exist.
I don't know anything about the Commonwealth. I need to look more, like learn more about that.
Combined population of over 2 billion, long after the empire has ceased to exist. Number 1, inventions. The UK invented most
Inventions, art, and entertainment.
of the technology that the modern world runs on. The TV.
You say most?
The UK invented most of the technology that the modern world runs on. The TV, the computer, and the World Wide Web. And while Marconi was Italian, he
I'm just thinking of Al Gore claiming he invented the word the internet.
developed his wireless radio transmission in the UK. The list of British inventions is endless. The UK also
Those are pretty freaking important inventions, by the way. The computer, the TV, the internet. I'm trying to imagine life without screens, basically. I don't know if I should be. I mean, on one hand, I'm impressed. On the other, maybe I should be upset. You guys are the reason I stare at my phone all day.
developed most of the world's
Actually, I can blame Apple for that more so.
most popular sports, such as football or soccer, rugby, cricket, tennis.
Wait, he say they invented these sports?
The list of British inventions is endless. The UK also developed most of the world's most popular sports.
That's
such as
remarkable.
Football or soccer, rugby, cricket, tennis, and golf. The UK
As a kind of like a sport lover, I love to play sports. That's remarkable. I mean, what is it about the UK? What an interesting like thing it is to design and invent sports. People don't even really think of that as something you can make. It's like most sports are so old at this point. You don't really think, hey, no, I could invent a new sport. But almost all the major sports were invented in the UK.
It is a world leader in the arts, particularly literature and theatre. From Shakespeare to Andrew Lloyd Webber, from Chaucer to J.K. Rowling. We've also had a big impact on music, TV, movies and video games, such as Harry Potter
You don't say.
and James Bond. So there we
You heard of the Beatles?
have it. 10 reasons why we think the UK is one of, if not the best country in the world, or countries. Of course, as we mentioned before, it's not perfect. It does have many issues, but as a whole, it is a
No one's perfect.
very safe and friendly country where people from all across the world decide to emigrate to. So what is your thoughts on the
Wow, that's a really beautiful frame right here.
UK? Do you live
Of the
here?
city.
Perhaps you've never been before and you'd love to visit. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to drop a like, and if you love this sort of content,
Definitely
and
go
learning
check
about
out
country
the Geography Bible. That was an awesome video. Link down below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.